Welcome to another day of highly questionable behavior. What do you like on the show today, Bomani?
Coach, fight!
Dale, papi.
Should Daniel Snyder grant Kirk Cousins' wish and trade him?
This is a Chris Mortensen tweet here where Kirk Cousins evidently has personally gone to Dan Snyder and asked for a trade, and that personal appearance got Dan Snyder saying, get the hell out of my office. I don't want to trade you. You're going to stay here whether you want to be here or not. Pierre Garçon is now gone. Deshaun Jackson is now gone. And you've got a quarterback who evidently doesn't want to be there. A management structure that is in total disarray. But the only way for a stubborn billionaire to win in this situation, to get what he wants, is to keep his quarterback even though he doesn't want to be there. It's not much of a victory, but Daniel Snyder is going to win it stubborn.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Let's operate on the assumption that what we're hearing is correct, that Brian Hoyer is going to San Francisco to start, not just to be some backup, but they're prepared for him to be the starter. What exactly is this Kirk Cousins market that we're talking about here? They didn't franchise tag him because they think he's so great. They franchise tag him because they need a quarterback for next season. What option do you have at quarterback for next season if they do go ahead and trade him? If you don't get a big haul back for Kirk Cousins, you have just set fire to the entirety of the 2017 season at a time where you need to at least give the appearance of short-term stability.
It is interesting to me as well that the reason that Kirk Cousins might not want to be there is because Deshaun Jackson and Pierre Garçon made him look a lot better, and he's got a tight end who's got a lot of concussions on his resume. There aren't going to be a whole lot of people there to throw to.
No, this is his chance to cash in. Like Kirk Cousins' agent, they're all doing the right thing. Get me out of here before the ship sinks. Washington's like, what do you mean before the ship sinks? We all go die together, baby.
All of us together.
The GM is going like this. Can I go too? Can I leave too? There's nothing I can do here. I don't want to go down with the ship.
Where can I go? So, with this ship, he said. He doesn't want to go down with this ship, although the other word works too.
How worried should Warriors fan be after they were held to 86 points by the Celtics?
Held to 86 points at home and lost the game by double digits. Second straight year, by the way, they've lost at home to the Celtics. I don't know how worried you should say the Warriors fans should be about this, given that Kevin Durant isn't there and that's the team that matters. However, this isn't the Steph Curry that you've seen the last couple of years. This is more like the Steph Curry you saw about 3 years ago, who was a really, really, really good player, but we've grown accustomed to seeing a spectacular Steph Curry. We've just got really, really good.
When Kevin Durant got hurt, we told you they're probably going to lose the 1 seed, and now they're well on their way to losing the 1 seed. And the most disappointing, scary thing, if you're a Warrior fan, is that Steph Curry from 3 this year is shooting what Serge Ibaka is shooting this year from 3. He has not been a special three-point shooter. And worse than that, in his last 10 games on wide open three-pointers, he's shooting 20%. There's something that's off there. That's the most disconcerting thing happening on their roster.
By the way, shout out to Serge Ibaka. I didn't know you had gotten so good at shooting those threes.
Well, he looked pretty confident at the end of the third quarter, buddy.
Oh, yeah, he did.
He was on fire, that's right.
Look at this. Yeah. Yeah, a little trash talk for you there. Yeah.
He didn't score again after that, by the way. By the way, you guys still love Steph Curry. I mean, there was a time where you hated people for things like that, but for some reason, that's the one you let slide.
Who you got in a fight, Chris Mullin or JT3?
Is this even a question, by the way?
The old days of the Big East. How much do you miss the old days of the Big East, Bomani? Here, last night, St. John's and Georgetown, they're not very good. Neither one of these teams is any good. And the coaches, that's a foul that you shouldn't.
This game would have been a really big deal 30 years ago, kids. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, and John Thompson's kid is trying to.
Oh, I didn't know John had gone to shaving the years off his face. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. And Patrick Ewing's kid is an assistant coach at Georgetown. He's in the middle of that.
Here's the only thing about this encounter. If you're asking me who I've got in the fight, on one side, the dude who went to Princeton. On the other side, the dude who didn't. I'm going with number 2. I realize also there are a lot of you young folks watching this about Chris Mullin that don't remember Chris Mullin like we remember Chris Mullin.
Yeah.
There's no question who your money's on in that fight.
Unless John Thompson's daddy is going to make an appearance, in which case we got a fight on our hands.
How long it would take him to get over there.
Maybe Mullin is just getting back at the Ewing family for this.
For what?
For what?
Oh, yeah, remember that? That's the old Big E.
Oh, Chris Mullin remembers that. That is right. He's going to take down the Ewings, the Thompsons, everybody for that.
Yeah, back when somebody really might fight in a game, though, there was a time. Why have I said there was a time like 5 times in this segment? I'm only 36.
Can I see the end of that again? I just want to marvel at the size of Chris Mullen's eyebrows back in the day. Focus on those. That's amazing what he's got on his face.
Oh, he changed his hairstyle. His hairstyle is different now.
Yeah, although he's had the hairstyle he's got now for roughly 30 years.
After his performance yesterday, should Tim Tebow think about giving up this baseball thing?
Hey, man, Tim Tebow went to the wrong on-deck circle in the baseball game. He said he figured he should go to the other one because he was a left-handed hitter. He's struggling to get around on 90-mile-an-hour fastballs. He struck out looking twice. There hasn't really been a positive review yet of Tim Tebow playing baseball, but I'm not the man that's going to tap dance on his dreams. If he really wants to do this, this is going to be part of the process. It was with Michael Jordan, but I came away from the Michael Jordan experiment respecting the fact that he was willing to fail. I have to give Tim Tebow the right to fail, and, well, he seems to really be cashing in on that.
Not only is he failing, though, if I told you that yesterday my father played in a spring training game and he walked through the wrong batter's box, walked through the wrong on-deck circle, he struck out twice. When he did get on base, he was hit by a pitch, and he was promptly picked off on a double play while wandering too far from first base, you'd say, yeah, that's not Tim Tebow. That's this guy, doddering and close to senile.
Bring it on. Bring it on. You hang it, I bang it. That's what you gotta do. That's right. That's right. Bring it on, buddy. Bring it on.
I mean, Tebow's got to get a real job after this, right?
He's stomping his foot here. Is he stuck? Did he get stuck?
Does the NBA have a groin kicking issue?
What happened? Let's see what happened here.
Whichever Morris that is.
Oh, one of the
I mean,
Morrises.
that's indefensible right there.
Oof. Oh, right in the Plumleys. Ouch. I mean, look how long that took to fall.
When you say that.
Oh, my God. What's this question? What are we doing?
Here's what we're doing. Why is that not a 5-game suspension? I just need you to answer that for me right fast. Why is that not a 5-game suspension? Y'all let this scourge get started and did nothing about it. The insufficient daddying is running rampant in the NBA, and this is a place where you can stop it. Come on, Adam Silver. You don't impress me throwing Donald Sterling out of the league. You always wanted to do that. This is a positive step toward mankind. Make basketball safe again.
There is one way to stop this nonsense.
How's that?
Well, I mean, if you do it to somebody, then he gets one kick on you, and that'll be the end of it. That's it. You kick him, he'll kick you back. That's it.
Tell me you wouldn't like that as a rule change by Adam Silver. If you kick one guy, that's right.
It would solve the problem.
Yeah, it would solve it.
Somebody will sign Adam Vinatieri.
Yeah, right? That's right. I mean, yeah, you got to get Sebastian Janikowski. You got to get somebody who's going to really get not a 40-yarder. You need a 60-yarder.
You see what's a laughing matter in this house?
Yes.
Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
Wait, that one dog seems a little too big for this job.
Well, they seem unruly. They seem to be...
Like dogs?
Yeah, unwilling employees. What's going to happen here? They're just going to chase the ball and then run out of the...
I mean, wouldn't you need to, specially train these dogs before the tournament for this to even have any chance of success?
Oh, there we go. There's the dog right there.
To play the game that dropped a fire track this morning. Check out my mixtape on Twitter. Do you question?
I hear that 3 times a day from people. You give us topics and events, and we question them.
Do you question if you want Dion taking the last shot?
Oh, Poppy is so happy. Yeah, the Miami Heat beat Charlotte last night. They have been better than Golden State and San Antonio over the last 24 games. Here's why. Dion Waiters doing Dion Waiters things. Falling out. Step back. Step back. Step back. Yes. Yes.
I think he practices that exact shot all the time.
He did that 3 times late in that game. 3 times. I mean, what was that? What do you, I mean, you lose to that. What do you say?
I mean, we could make a movie about this season for Dion Waiters, and it would be entitled Contract Year. This is what happens in the NBA in a contract year. You want him taking this last shot in a contract year.
Being paid $2 million total this year.
And people are still afraid of paying him, by the way.
MVP.
Oh,
MVP. 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 MVP.
MVD.
MVP.
MVD.
MVP. 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 He's coming after you, LeBron. He's coming after you.
Really?
This is like 2 of the 3 people in Miami who are aware that the Heat have won 20 of their
Come on,
last
I was
24
joking.
games.
I wasn't.
I know you weren't.
Do you question if he should have seen it coming?
This is non-professional beer league hockey, which I guess is how beer league works. It's non-professional. And these cats like drink brew during the game.
All right. Sounds like fun. But they're going to be drunk, right?
Whoa!
Good God.
Yo, aren't you not supposed to do that to the goaltender?
Wait a minute. What does non-professional beer league have to do with anything we're talking about right now? We just wanted to show you a goalie getting hammered the other way. Hammered actually, not hammered this way.
Like, how long do you think the line was for guys? What position do you want to play? I want to be the goon.
The goon in the beer league.
Is that a penalty or a felony?
Let's see here. Let's see
right.
again. Penalty or felony? That should be a felony, right? Non-professional beer league. You do this to someone in the street like that, that's a crime.
All depends on who does it and who they do it to. Apparently, goalkeepers are not in the protected class that I thought they were.
Do you question if ball dogs are a good idea?
An experiment in Brazil, tennis. We go out to Brazil where there is a tennis match and there are ball dogs.
Wait, that one dog seems a little too big for this job.
Well, they seem unruly. They seem to be
Like dogs?
Yeah, unwilling employees. What's going to happen here? They're just going to chase the ball and then run out of the...
I mean, wouldn't you need to like specially train these dogs before the tournament for this to even have any chance of success?
Oh, there we go. There's the dog right there. He doesn't care about your serve or you needing the ball right here. I got to go to the bathroom. Okay, this seems like a horrible idea right here. We really needed to cover that up, did we? Okay, I wonder what that is that we covered up.
All of this feels like a wonderful opportunity to take a moment to say to America, stop bringing your dogs to restaurants. Like, you realize any of those things right there could happen when you bring your damn dog to a restaurant staring at my plate of food?
I have never been more ashamed of the producers of this television show that basically just wanted to put a question framed around a dog pooping on television.
And you just trampled over a really important public service announcement, presumably because you take your dog to restaurants.
Not the first time they have done that.
What? Oh, here's another. This is a streaker.
Yeah, I know where this is going.
Yeah, well, I think we just had some foreshadowing.
Yeah, but I mean, I remember that it was a number of logos. I ain't picking up no stranger's dog, by the way, especially not if I got a suit and tie job. There's got to be somebody in coveralls and you can call on that walkie-talkie to come do that.
Do you question if this was well thought out?
All right, let's intro this.
There's going to be some whack proposal. That's that proposal, dude.
Why doesn't like public proposals?
This isn't really public. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Ooh,
You're going to...
I'm feeling bad for him because this could have been like a dope one. Except...
He's got an idea for... Whoa, no. There's a sign.
Oh, he's about to yak.
Oh, the nerves combined with the fear of heights, combined with the fear of marriage.
I wouldn't have shown this to the world.
Oh, no. Oh.
Well, the presentation was not great.
Oh, no.
And it couldn't be great.
There it is.
Because he had to vomit.
Look, it's all up from here. It can't go down from here, no matter how messy the divorce.
Wow, I'm really feeling bad for her because I feel like she had imagined this moment and didn't think that she'd have to pat her man on the back so he could, like, get all the Earl out.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
dude.
man. So, we're coming up on the inevitable part here, which is where I have to critique this man on his poor technique.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and, that's funny. She's not even there. You should have just gone ahead and Earled and maybe done this, like, at another time. But you can't just shove the rag in her face and you can then go vomit.
Hey, buddy, you got to roll the windows down and just throw it out. That's what you got to do. Roll the windows down. That's what you got to do. In a moment like that, you got to be quick in your feet,
Yeah, you won't have to throw it out because everybody will be going out.
I love that my father thinks an airplane is a 1976 station wagon that you roll down the window.
It did kind of look like a station wagon on the inside.
Someone in the ground is going to be going like this. What the hell is this? Where this thing came from,
Yeah.
Coming up next on my son's TV show.
Bobby, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. But what happened to that defender by the basket there? How come he didn't catch that pass? You got to be able to jump high in the air and grab it, buddy. Look at there's a defender there. Come on, grab it, grab it.
How many laps does Coach make you run for goaltending on that play?
My father would be a terrible coach.
Yeah.
It's hard out here for when he's trying to get this money for the rent, for the Cadillacs and gas money spent, because a whole lot of talking. It's hard out here for when he's trying to get this money for the rent, for the Cadillacs and gas money spent, because a whole lot of talking.
Does my father have a cold?
Highly questionable is broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. Time to play the game that also drops some fire in the downstairs bathroom. See? Or no?
Tell us what to watch on television tonight. We'll tell you if we're intrigued or
At
not.
least it was downstairs.
Right now in Florida, Tigers and Mets.
No, thank you, but we want to show you some video. Jay Bruce hits a home run. We've got Cespedes on first base, and we are told that you want to watch Cespedes. What does he do? Does he get on a camel? What happens
Focus of this spring for you as well?
Yeah, I think he got a hold of that one.
Cespedes knows
Drives
it's gone.
that one deep into right. It's off the light pole and a home run. Jay Bruce swinging away as Porcello fell behind 2-0.
This
Has
time,
to be
yeah,
careful
he's
not
gonna
to
go real
lap
slow.
Cespedes
He's not in
here.
any kind of hurry
As
whatsoever. Jay Bruce isn't
punches
particularly
out
fast.
his first home run this spring.
Piggybacker.
Cespedes running as if he hit it. Bomani, are you intrigued?
I think an underrated part of this is that he didn't really turn around to dap him up. He turned around because he's like, who's this running over my shoulder?
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued, but I know who will also fall for the Mets only if he could get on base. Tim Tebow.
Yeah,
That's
Tim
it,
Tebow
that's
would,
the guy.
he would run around those bases so very fast.
He'd pass the man ahead of him on the base.
Yeah, he'd pass everybody.
On ESPN, the ACC tournament, Florida State and Virginia Tech.
Leonard Hamilton's team is pretty good this year. They're fun to watch. Now watch this, though. This is last night. You got a Virginia Tech situation against Wake Forest. It's the end of the half. The most casual 3/4 of the court buzzer beater you will ever see. And almost a goaltend to boot. So casual. So beautiful. That's right. I expect you to do that. Do it all the time. That's what my life is. But Monty, are you intrigued?
That was his first career three-pointer, by the way. I mean, he stood there like he was Steph Curry. He literally never done that before.
He acted like he'd done it a million times. Bobby, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. But what happened to that defender by the basket there? How come he didn't catch that pass? You got to be able to jump high in the air and grab it, buddy. Look at there's a defender there. Come on, grab it, grab it.
How many laps does Coach make you run for goaltending on that play?
My father would be a terrible coach.
Yeah.
On A&E, 60 Days In, Atlanta.
What?
All right, my father just repeating things like a parrot. Let's see.
Officers are under investigation inside the Fulton County Jail.
We have staff that have been corrupted.
One inmate stabbed another with a shank.
I've never been this nervous in my life. Never, ever.
If I'm going to find solution to these problems, then I'm going to need some inside information.
I want to bring light to a lot of inequalities. Something's wrong.
This is definitely bigger than me.
All the inmates, they all take drugs, all of them. Clean your plate.
If you're not scared right now, you should be.
I got a damn informant in my room.
It's going to be a long 60 days.
If I can make change for one person, it'll all be worth it.
I'm good. The previous 100 times I've seen this show. Bomani, are you intrigued?
So just to make sure we get this straight again, people who aren't criminals doing 60 days in the Fulton County Jail. Stupid.
What about you, Poppy? Are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. But listen, those informants, they're snitching, you know, and they know everybody that watches the show who those guys are. What happened when the show is over and they got to come out of jail, those guys, you know? They're going to be looking for these snitches, you know? I'm telling you, it's going to be tough for those guys to live outside the real world when that happens, you know?
It's a fair point. I would ask for some pixelation if I was going to go in and be one of those moles.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
4 to 7 Eastern, ESPN Radio. I'm demanding it the right time with Bomani Jones. Check it out.
Gracias. See you mañana.
Really?
He punked you.
He punked me.
He
Knocked all
punked
the
you.
other cards, everything off the table. Except
If you had a bologna sandwich, he'd have ate it in your face.